Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Mel's Stampin' Gallery. I'm Melanie, you're close to my heart maker. I have a patriotic scrapbook page for you today using this title embellishment that I created using Cricut Design Space. And I did a video tutorial on that, on how to create titles like this. And if you're interested, I will have that video linked at the end of this video. So be sure to stay tuned so you can check that out as well. So for now, what I have for you, I've started with a piece of pattern paper, 12 by 12. And I did some stash diving for this paper. It's something I've had in my stash for a while. So any kind of red and white striped paper that you might have would be cute, or any like red and white polka dot would also work for this layout I'm going to do today, or a blue and white check or blue and white polka dot. Anything like that would be really cute as the background for this. So I've kind of got it laid out the way I want to do it, and I've got this piece of white daisy cardstock in the center that I have cut down to about 9.5 by 9.5 square, and that includes the navy blue mat around the outside. So once I laid out my pictures and I saw the layout I wanted to use, I knew I wanted a little something something on the white background. So I'm going to go ahead and move my Versa mat and the paper out of the way and lay this down on my all-purpose mat, because what I want to do is some ink splashing, I guess you would call it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Distress Oxide and I'm just going to smoosh it on my all-purpose mat. Then I will take just any old water brush that you have, and I'm going to get some water on my paintbrush. I'm just going to pick up some of that ink from my all-purpose mat, and I'm just going to tap it onto my white daisy cardstock and just make some little splatters. That's the word I was looking for, splatters. And I want to go kind of a little bit more up here in the corner where I'm going to be putting the title. And then I also know that I want some of it down here in the other corner. I think I'm just going to pick up a little bit more water for that. And I also know I want some down here, because this is where the journaling is going to be, and there was a nice, a lot of white space down there. So I'm just kind of splattering it anywhere. Okay, and then I just might do just a few little more drops. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way and clean that up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So as you can see, I added some little red splatters to that as well. But what I wanted to show you is, once I smoosh the ink pad on my paper, on my all-purpose mat, and I ink it all up, I still got this great ink here, and I could just wipe it up with a paper towel, but then it would be gone. So what I like to do is I just like to do some plastic bag ink smooshing on just a piece of scrap paper, so that I could have like a background for it later. And you just smoosh it up so all that ink doesn't go to waste. And then I've just kind of created a background piece. And then later I can come in and add, you know, some different colors if I wanted to add some blue to that or whatever. Or I could use punches and punch out some different shapes. I could use my thin cuts, but you see, then I'm not wasting all that good paper. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that aside and clean this mess up, and then I'll be back once again. Okay, so I'm back, and I've cleaned that all up, and now I'm ready to start adhering all my pieces together. Now, like I said, I had this piece of 12 by 12 pattern paper that I'm using as my base page, and I'm using my Versa mat here to help me build things and measure. And I've got my 9.5 square centerpiece, but over here on the side I wanted to put a little just the blue stripe, and I've got some navy blue paper here. And again, I said I'm stash diving, but any of the navy blue that you have would work. Oh, and I want to show you, I didn't have enough to go 12 by 12, so it's going underneath. So you just cut that, and then you can save the extra pieces. And actually, I think I'm going to cut that a little bit more. And who cares if it's not straight, because nobody's going to see it. It's going underneath my picture mat here. So the nice thing about the Versamat is I know I want this top piece to be about 2 inches then from the side. So I'm going to go ahead and take a glue stick when I have large pieces of paper. I like to use a glue stick, and I'll just move this piece out of the way for now, and I'm going to line that up at 2 inches from the top, at the top, and then I can do that to that bottom piece as well. Put a little glue stick on the bottom of that, and again measure it from 2 inches down here and line that up. So then that makes it really easy to know that things are lined up across the top and the bottom of the page. And then you see when I put my centerpiece down, you don't even notice that. And another good tip, I wanted to back this white daisy cardstock with the matching navy blue, but look at the back. This is the piece I used as the background of the embellishment that I cut out. So I didn't want to waste that paper. All I had to do was cover it up, and you don't even see that. So nothing goes to waste. Save everything. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down with a little glue stick. I do like to, if I'm doing this, I know I'm not putting any embellishments under it, so I am getting as close to the edge as I can. Getting all around, just put a little in the middle, and then flip it over. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball this one. Line it up with those stripes. Okay, that looks good. So I'll go ahead and press that down. And I will say I did let that ink dry a little bit before I went on, but you can see a little bit got smushed, but that's okay. It'll kind of look like the fireworks. So I'm not too worried about that, and it'll get covered up by the photos anyway. All right, so the next thing I want to do is bring in that embellishment piece that I told you about, and then I was going to put up here in the corner. To adhere that down though, I think I am going to use my Tombow Mono liquid glue. So I'll just put a little on the back there, squiggle it around. And the good thing about the Tombow is you can kind of move it around before it dries completely and put that where you want it. Okay, so that looks good up there in that corner. The next pieces will be my photos. So I have these photos of my granddaughters, and if you've been watching my channel, you know I have 2 beautiful little granddaughters. And I recently took them to the Memorial Day parade. This is Memorial Day. So I went into the store behind us and I got them these little Dealy Bopper headbands, and they just looked so cute. So I'm going to spread the pictures out about like this. And this one I want to go up there. And these kind of form a triangle. Not really a triangle, but a nice mat where they kind of are grouped together. And then over here, that leaves me a nice space for my journaling. So for the pictures, I'm going to use my adhesive runner. And I printed these out. This one is, and it doesn't have a mat on it at all. It's about 3.5, 3.25 square. And that's going to go right up here underneath this one. Just kind of touching that title piece there so they all go together. And then this one with my little sweetheart and her headband posing so sweetly for the camera. It's going to go right here. And then these 2 little pieces, they're about 1.5 inches square. And I did print them with the white border. Of course, with the white daisy cardstock, you can't hardly see it, but I do like those white borders around there. And this one's going to go under here. And this one of the littlest, our littlest peanut, is going to go under that. Okay, like that. Now, one tip I have for you about when you go to adhere your pictures down, if you notice little Izzy here is looking to the left, to the inside of the photo, because you always want your subjects looking toward the center of your scrapbook pages as much as you can. If I'd put it where she's looking at the outside, that would, I don't know, there's just something about it. They tell you in all the design classes, have your photos looking into your pictures. So that's that part. Now down here, I have a little space, and I cut out these banners from Cricut Design Space again, and I believe, and I'll look that up for you and link it if I can, I believe it was part of a Cricut, one of the Cricut collections for Close to My Heart, and I think it might be called Art Booking or Artistry. I'll look that up and let you know that for sure. So what I want to do for that is, again, take my liquid adhesive, because this is of course a very small area, and I'm going to very carefully dab on my glue. And of course this is just any red cardstock you have would work well for this. Candy apple, Close to My Heart's candy apple would look nice with this. And there was a piece that went underneath it, like a shadowy kind of a thing, but for this particular layout I just wanted the open little banners to go there. So these are going to go right about here, and I'm going to just put it about like that, and then do the same thing with the other one. Put a little bit of adhesive on there, and I'll be right back. Okay, for the next part, to connect these little banner pieces, I just have these little star shapes that I had. They're just different punches. You can do a punch if you have a punch, the different punches, or a thin cut or a die, or also if you search your Cricut, if you have a Cricut Design Space or a Silhouette, if you search star shapes in your images, I couldn't believe the amount of shapes that came up. So I'm just putting these on the ends here, and I've used a punch that I had for that glitter piece, and just some, like I said, scraps of red glitter cardstock that I had. And just putting these at the end with, and I'm using glue dots to adhere those down, because that's kind of easy. Okay, so we're getting there. And the next thing is I thought I needed something up here, because like I said, I've got my title up here, then down here is going to be the journaling, and then up here just kind of needed something else to draw your eye around the page. And again, I had some of these cut out shapes with different dies and punches that I had, and this is just an old embellishment piece that I had going way back, so I'm just going to put that together. I think I'm going to use I think I'll use the liquid adhesive so that I can move that around and get that into exactly the spot that I want. And just a little paper clip there and some twine, and that's just going to go up there. Yeah, like that. I like that. All right, and then for the journaling, what I do on my journaling is I do it a couple different ways, but for this I went in, again, Cricut Design Space, and I just made a text box in the size that I wanted it, and typed out the journaling that I wanted, made it fit in the text box, and then I used the pen to actually write the journaling inside that text box, and then cut it out, and then I used my paper trimmer to trim those out. So that journaling is going to go like that. And then we'll put a couple little embellishments around. Just some little stars that I had. Again, leftover punches, leftover little star embellishments, just in kind of random places. Maybe one over here. And then on the journaling, thought it would be fun to have the red, white, and blue. Like a red, a white, and a blue. Or the journaling, just kind of make that stand out a little bit. And just a couple other little random placements for some of these stars. Oh, maybe one. I think that's it. I don't think I want any more. All right, I'm going to go ahead and adhere those down, and then I'll be right back to show you the finished page. Okay, so I've got all my journaling adhered down and the little star embellishments around the page. And with that, I think I'm going to call that one done. And I'll hold that up so you can see some of the detail. And really it's just a lot of punched and die cut stars. The big thing is this title, and like I said, I'll have that video linked for you at the end here. And the journaling, a little bit of a die cutting here from the Cricut, and of course the darling pictures. So of course I'm a little biased. So if you're still with me, thanks for watching. Go out and make it a great day, and I can't wait to see what you create. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.